All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence.
We don't need to talk about
we left hook from Yaoundé came and landed on him, you know, so.
All right. This is the King's Court UFC Fight Night Gane versus Tuivasa review show. This is your Oba Soggy.
Yes, it's your guy Marty.
APL, it's early, people. It's early. We're here for you lot, though.
We're doing it again from the early hours in our different time zones. It's early everywhere. But yeah, good morning to you all. Hope you all had a fantastic bank holiday weekend if you're based in the UK. My voice is a bit ropey. This is all an act. I'm still celebrating, obviously, another year of life. But yes, we carry on. We got to give you this preview show. One of us, I believe, is going to the show. Over to you, Mr. Privilege.
Indeed. We've not had luck this year. With tickets, but we take the opportunity while we can. UFC Paris. I think it's the first event in Paris ever, I believe, and the hometown of Ciryl Gane, which kicks off really the heavyweight. Well, should shape the heavyweight title phase really this year. Obviously, with Jon Jones coming back, Stipe rumoured to fight him, Francis Ngannou sitting on the sidelines, even though he's the champ. I think it's getting exciting up there.
Jon Jones
I don't think so, not yet. But there's been rumoured that end of this year, December.
Because I know he's starting to talk more about how he wants to dominate, blah blah blah. Right, okay, fine.
Yeah, you know what? I've even seen like fake posters being made by fans online. I thought it was confirmed, but luckily in the corner they're all saying, you know, fake. But I'm like, I've seen at least 4 or 5 posters of that. Again, like you said, that December. I believe it might be an MSG card, and I'm just seeing what that could look like, and it's not that would be the main event, and there would still be other championship fights below that. That's how big Jon Jones would be. Like it wouldn't even be for an interim, and he's getting main event. But obviously, he's the goal. It's standard. We know that. But yeah, are we calling this UFC Paris debut fight night? Are we calling this heavyweight main the #1 contender fight or not?
I think it has to be. In terms of Gane's just lost though. Gane's just lost. So if he wins, does he deserve to go straight in? I don't know, but I don't think so. I think the Jon Jones, the one that's coming later, or the one that's confirmed or to be confirmed, I think that one's more closer to being the #1.
Now that you say some of them, fair dues. Again, though, has Stipe fought since he lost the title?
I don't think so, I don't think so. But also, is the champion's contract being solved, or what's the situation with that?
No idea, actually. No idea. It's all a bit cloak and dagger in the heavyweight division, really. Basically, Dana will do what he wants, and if Jon Jones comes back, you're right, APL, he's gonna give him the title shot. It's a no-brainer. And obviously, Stipe, for what he's done, for me, Stipe is probably the best heavyweight of all time, to this day. So yeah, they deserve it. But I think if Jones doesn't come back, I think either Gane or Tuivasa puts themselves in a spot that it's going to be quite hard to deny them if they get a win here in Paris, I think.
I mean, some of the mock-up posters I've seen are even calling the Stipe Jones as an interim heavyweight title fight. So yeah, that's just from a couple of the mock-ups, and what I've seen floating around social media. So, oof. I mean, I think Jones and Stipe come back. I think that's #1 contender fight no matter what happens on the weekend. Unfortunately, obviously, Tom Aspinall back in UFC London has, taken himself off the track, at least in the interim due to that injury. But, I would have thought that if he'd got through Curtis Blaze and then this fight, I think this winner would have been almost like whoever won this, and then Tom Aspinall, that would have been like the #2 contender fight, and then they would have it would have been like a little mini league, like the two, and then, whoever's the victor between those 4 fighters would then get Francis for the championship, and probably at that point one of them would have the interim belt. I think that would have probably been the mid to long term plan whilst they sort out that Francis situation.
That would have been nice, to be honest. That would have been tasty, sort of like PFL League things we're talking about there. But it's interesting heavyweight. I don't think we've ever been in a situation where the heavyweight landscape has been as exciting as it is, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of people in the top 5, even going up to top 7, 8, that are quite exciting. Tom Aspinall, as you mentioned, Ciryl Gane, Tuivasa, Curtis Blades, the return of the king, and he's going to take his crown back.
They need to solve that situation, but for like this weekend, I genuinely don't know. Like, that may be disrespectful to Gane, but I don't know how it's likely to go. But yeah, I don't know. What were you lot thinking?
I think also the fact that, no disrespect, I get it's a big deal for Paris and France and the MMA, but you don't tend to get in the big division, like a #1 contender spot. Let's be honest, from a fight night, they want to build you up on a numbered events. They want the profile and everything else. Not everybody watches a fight night. Some people just watch the numbered events. So genuinely, I think that's another reason why he's a couple of steps away from being back in the running. I think Stipe and John Jones were also like such big names. They're demanding those pay-per-view points, whether it's for a belt or not. I just feel from the mock-ups and my gut is telling me that's going to be winner gets the belt if Francis doesn't come back, or winner gets Francis. I just think there's such big names in the division that's why that's being built up. And there's no smoke without fires. I'm sure those mock-ups are being bandied around because there's enough information to have a little bit of fun creatively. But I think genuinely, I think it's realistic. UFC, as we all know, love to go out at the end of the year with the biggest bang, and that would be the biggest bang of the year.
Yeah, massively. You've got a point there, and I want to see it. I mean, I wouldn't want to see them doing another interim to Francis. I mean, they've taken the mick out of him so much. Gane, he was supposed to lose that against Gane. They didn't want him to win that. He's overcome that, and again, just to make an interim. Again, we don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but going back to what you talked about, APL, I think I'm with you. I think Gane is the majority favourite, but just because of what Tai has done of late, when we counted him out against these big names, counted him out against Derek Lewis, and he slept him. Looked easy with that elbow, clean. And I think technically, Gane has the skills to win this, and potentially take it into the later rounds. I don't think we've seen Tai in those championship rounds as later rounds. But again, it's that chaos factor. You don't know what he's going to do. That guy, he's got a shoey for his prize. My guy's going to pull out some spinning back elbows, Molly McCann style and stuff.
Yeah, and Ciryl Gane doesn't I don't know, but it doesn't strike me as like the type of guy that's gonna like use the home crowd to his advantage almost. I don't know, like it just doesn't strike me as that type of guy that's gonna feed off that home energy. I don't know. And Tuivasa has already got in enemy territory already and won, and so it's nothing new to him. They're saying.
Yeah, you know me. I'm split down the middle because I think I hear what you're saying, because Ciryl Gane is the coolest cucumber in the packet. So cool, so laid back that I think outwardly we're not going to see any emotion. Inwardly, of course, he's going to be buzzing. A Parisian first ever event. Inside, he's going to be trying to contain that. I think outwardly, he's not going to show it. 100%, he's not going to show it. Just like when he's fighting for the championship, he's going to go walk. He's going to be walking, just chilling. Nice little ring walk, calm, staying loose. I genuinely agree with you outwardly, but I think inwardly, the buzz is going to be on. He's going to be on the best pre-workout buzz. He's going to be itching behind his eyeballs, itching behind his ears, itching on his kneecaps, just itching. But Tai is an anomaly because he's one of those. He shouldn't be in this position. Look, like, as APL said, I'm not counting him out at all, because I think he's gonna lap up those boos. He's gonna enjoy. He's technically the villain, like Marty said, fighting in enemy territory. And I think he's, based on recent events shocking the world, I think that's the mantra right now. I think he's going to shock everyone.
Chai. Okay, it's great. It's going to be interesting. You get me excited already for it. It's going to be interesting. And I was watching this.
I love Ciryl. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
Like, look, even in going into Francis, we weren't 100% Francis. Obviously, Cyril's the lighter guy. He's got the crazy footwork. He's awkward and all the rest of it. I love him. I really like. He's a real athlete. You know, he could. I think I've seen him just playing a bit of basketball and just draining threes for fun. I think I've also seen him doing a charity game in France, like their equivalent of soccer aid, and he had pace. So I'm like, do you know what? The guy is an absolute machine in any sport you put him in. I like people like that. And you know, he lives the life seriously. And he's probably like, I can't lose in Paris in front of his wife, his kids, his boys, his family. So that's going to be a different mentality. But then is that also an additional pressure, as we've seen with Derek Lewis, never win in his home state?
Yeah, that's just that Houston mumbo jumbo there. You know, I don't know what's going on in his mindset there, but yeah. I think
like the home crowd, like the Parisians, they're nuts, you know, they're crazy. So, yeah, like you said, I think you're probably right. I think inwardly it'll probably be like literally off. It'll be going off, but because the Parisians are crazy, they're actually wild people. So I think he'll want to show out, but again, it's that unknown factor, like that. Like you say, Ty's not supposed to be here, so everything from here on in is profit for him. Do you know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I think you'd have to put Gane as the favorite purely because of technicals, the fundamentals, and all that good stuff. But UFC is UFC, man. We've learned it from the hard way over the past weekend or so that anything can happen.
I think it sounds like we all have PTSD, right? We all just want to say God, but no one's committing. Everyone's like, I'm on the fence because of the PTSD from the last numbered event and the Leon kick from Uwandi, as you say, the Leon kick from Wakanda that shocked everybody. Seriously, yeah, I'm going to go with Ty. I'm going for the shock. So, there you go.
Wow. That's nuts. That's crazy. Nah, man, I don't think the stars, the fighting gods, got on the line twice in a row. So I think I'm sticking to the favorite on this one.
Sticking to Gane. My head is saying Gane. My heart is saying Ty. But and I shouldn't bet against Ty.
It's telling me no, but my body.
You can get us cancelled out here. I'm going Ciryl Gane. I just think how Francis beat him, has Ty got that in his locker? And I know Ty's you know, his experience and his skills are improving. Gane. Don't ask me again. That's it. Gane.
No, you're right. You know, when you said that, that's like literally my mind went back to how Francis did it. Yeah. I think again we haven't seen it, so we don't know from Ty. I don't know. But the way he likes to fight in terms of exchanging punches and stuff, I just think Gane will have too much technical soundness for him on the night. So yeah.
You guys been drinking a bit of Kool-Aid. I know there hasn't been much build-up for this because it's France and not a numbered event, but just go back to watching the last embedded on Ty's fights and his training camp. The guy's becoming a cardio machine. So I'm just saying that now that he's training at a legit team, I think out in Dubai, he looks like he's taking things seriously now. He looks like he's starting to live in the life as opposed to, you know, how he was up to his streak. So I'm just saying, just to refresh your memories, go back and watch that, the way he's putting in the work. So I can only imagine he's been doing that since his last fight rather than taking time off. So yeah, watch out. Shock the world, baby, shock the world.
Let's do it. And then next, I think we have Izzy's children again. They're coming out of kindergarten. They want to fight. They want to play. They want to scrap.
They're just being allowed to play out. They're not even coming out. It's their lunchtime break. It's their lunchtime playground break. Co-main middleweights. We got Bobby Knuckles versus Marvin Vettori, co-main. Woof. What we thinking? What we saying?
Is Whittaker coming off? He's coming off the injury, isn't he? He hasn't fought in a while, has he?
Yeah, he's fought. He fought.
Has he? I remember him being out. He was they were supposed to fight before, and then isn't that where Paulo Costa replaced him? Or am I making that up? I know that he was supposed to fight someone before.
I think this. I believe this fight may have just been pushed back. You know.
Yeah, I think it was pushed back
for a numbered event, and then it got pushed back.
But he's fought a couple of times, I think, since he's lost to Izzy again, or at least once he's fought. I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
I'm
we need
getting
to check.
confused now.
We need to check the receipt. We need to check the tape because I'm not sure. But in my mind, I knew Vettori has that win over Costa, and I just thought Whittaker hadn't fought for a while.
You might be right. You might be right there, and that might just change my viewpoint on the whole bout, really. Because I was thinking, Izzy Pereira later on this year. Then I was thinking, actually, after that, who else? Who else? Because nobody's coming off wins. Cannonier's just come off a loss to Izzy, and these two are probably, for me, I'd say Marvin Vettori, even by my own standards, he's underrated. I actually think he is. I've not rated him at all. And actually, when I look down the list of the middleweights, he's better than probably a lot of other ones. He's better than your Hermansons. He's better than your Darren Tills. He's better than Costa. Well, he's beating Costa and Derek Brunson. He's probably better than Derek Brunson. Is that who he bought? He forced Whittaker, Derek Brunson.
I think so. I don't know. So are you checking? But I think so.
I'm just looking at the record, King. So Whittaker's last fight, February the 13th, 2022, to his father, Izzy. So that's the last time he fought. He hasn't fought since losing to Izzy in February this year. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. This fight was scheduled. It has been pushed back.
Crap. Okay. Well, they're both. Yeah. Maybe it can't be a #1 contender fight, but for me, I just think what's his name, Whittaker, Bobby Knuckles. I think he's just a better all-round fighter than Vettori for me. Again, I've started to rate Vettori now. He's still more one-dimensional, but in that Costa fight, I thought he's got grit. He showed that he's got that dog in him. But Bobby Knuckles, he's all-rounder. And for me, I know people said this about Colby. If Kamari wasn't the title holder, Colby would be. Obviously, that's changed things now. But I have the same mentality, actually. If Izzy wasn't the champion, Bobby would be.
Just to say, though, it's almost been a year since Vettori last fought, and that was the win against Costa, which was your unanimous decision. But yeah, he hasn't fought since October the 23rd.
Oh.
That's almost a year.
So Whittaker is the fresher fighter.
Yeah, Whittaker is. And yeah, although Vettori's off a win, that was almost a year ago.
Doesn't that just say how active Izzy's been? February, he fought against Whittaker, and then he fought against Cannonier, and then he's fighting against Pereira. My man's active.
Yeah, but he likes fighting 3 times a year, which is nuts for a champion, by the way. But yeah, it's 3 times a year. Yeah, I don't know about this one because I'm thinking about it in my head. Logically, Whittaker should win. Again, probably his PTSD. Logically, Whittaker should win because I think Vettori is limited in terms of his skill set. But you don't know. You just don't know. You don't know.
It's true. This game is just crazy. This fight game is absolutely crazy, and I think Whittaker is the favorite. But again, yeah, you're right. You don't know. Anything can happen. But and there was talks. I saw him on Submission Radio the other day, and he talks about he's thinking of light heavyweight. Obviously, he's only thinking of that because Izzy's still there, and is he still the champ? I think if he loses, I think to Vettori, I think he moves up to light heavyweight, and I think if he beats Vettori, and Izzy beats Pereira, I think he moves up to light heavyweight. So yeah, I don't know how long his stint in middleweight are going to be.
But
What do
I
you
would
think,
say, I
Inzaghi?
think back to your point where you were kind of questioning, is it a number one contender fight? You have to say it is when you've got ranked number one fighting number three. It is a number one contender fight. You know, Pereira's ranked number five, and he's going up against the belt, going for the belt against obviously Izzy the champion. But it's back to the point that Izzy has done absolute laps on this division, and it's almost like once he fights Pereira, we're kind of hoping that is a fantastic. We need that fight to set up a trilogy. Otherwise, Izzy's going to go back to fighting people he's already beaten a couple of times, and it's just boring. So we need that. We need Pereira. I'm not necessarily we need Pereira to beat Izzy, but we need that to be an absolute war that warrants a straight rematch to keep Izzy fresh and active and not fighting. Again, Whittaker again, Cannonier is ranked number 2, Ryan Vettori again, Brunson again, Paulo Costa again, Sean Strickland again. You know, Darren Till can never stay fit, so he's ranked number 9. But that fight will never be happening, despite all their social media back and forth. You know,
Yeah.
Kevin Gastelum again. It's nuts. That's the
There's no one
middleweight
else.
division.
There's no one else.
We just need Pereira to put up a fight so it can be active again. Otherwise, it's going to be the most boring, unfortunately, the most boring division ever. With Izzy we know the way Izzy likes to fight, which is winning. There's nothing wrong with that. He gets into a position. The challengers unfortunately don't push him. He keeps it comfortable. He gets the unanimous decision, and he keeps it going. So, I mean, if Kamaru had that mentality, he'd still be champ. Let's be honest.
Shy. Bit sore that still, but but no, you're right. But I think in that fight, I think somebody gets knocked out. Izzy Pereira, somebody gets knocked out. I just think just the way they both fight.
But it can't be quick though. Yeah, someone can get knocked out, but it's got to be in a championship round. So you can't get knocked out in the first 2 and expect a rematch, unless you're Izzy, of course. Woof.
I'm worried. After seeing what happened to Kamaru, I am worried. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, and
I've got no idea.
Quickly to the fans, we are not journalists. We can be biased. I saw some comments. We're going to apply. I'm just letting you know. This is a very biased set of kings here. We're all African. 2 of us are Nigerian by blood. Akeem is Nigerian by adoption. I'm sorry. We're Team Kamaru. I'm sorry, Leon. We love you. You're British, Jamaican, and all of that. But I need to reply to that comment. He was like, "Oh, this is a fanboy club." If you watched the preview show, we all said we were biased. We all said it. You wasn't ready.
No, that's facts. That's facts because for me, I own it though. Like I genuinely own it. So you're never gonna hear me say, "Oh no, this and that, neutral." No, we own it. We're called the 3 kings. You look at the 3 guys in the pictures; they're all heavyweight, middleweight, and welterweight. But you lot are talking. It's actually scaring me the way you lot are talking about Izzy. Like I'm genuinely frightened. But we'll see. But for this one, you have to go Whittaker just on logic and maths, basically. Although UFC maths isn't a thing, but you just have to go on it based on that, really. So yeah, I'm going Whittaker on this one, and decision probably.
Yeah, no shots here. Whittaker, Bobby Knuckles all day. I think he actually makes it look easy. So yeah, makes a statement, reaffirms himself as number 1. I'm going KO, Whittaker, Bobby Knuckles.
I'm going to do a clean sweep here, yeah. Yeah, Bobby Knuckles, I think, Robert Whittaker. I do think by decision as well. I just think Vettori is a bit tough. So, yeah, let's see.
Boom. So that's your UFC Fight Night Paris debut preview show. Marty will be there, so we're looking forward to seeing all the content and so on. I'll try and call you in between my ongoing birthday celebration part 3. But yeah, looking forward to it, and looking forward to the event. There are calls, and hopefully we'll see what Marty can conjure up while he's in Paris. Bring it on.
That's it.
This has been your king Obasogi. We've got Marty in the house. My voice is going. APL in the house. Thank you for joining us. Looking forward to UFC Fight Night Paris this weekend. Peace out.
Peace.
We've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence.
We don't need to talk about that.
Left hook from Yaounde came and landed on him, you know, so